Okay, oh, this is a good moment though. Whoa, okay.
Oh, hey now.
Wait. Let's see. It's right. It's like moments like these where you're like, oh, that is something that people buy on Fiverr,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And I just generate it in a couple seconds.
everybody, welcome back to the Feature Crew. Very exciting day today in AI. OpenAI has finally lifted the gate on Sora. Anyone with a Plus or Pro account can access it and start generating videos. And so it is our solemn duty here to take a look at it and see what it does well, what it might not do well, kind of get a sense for where we are in the video gen world.
We also want to try out some of the features that they have built around the model here. Sora seems to be a level up in terms of like the actual user experience around generating videos, and they've got a bunch of features that give you control over exactly what's generated.
Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So here we are in Sora, Sora.com. Plus and Pro users can access this. Pro users will get basically more credits to have higher quality, and you get like unlimited, relaxed queue, and Plus users have more restrictions. This is the Featured Hub. They've done a really good job of kind of incorporating ways to explore and see like creative ideas. So this featured page is lots of videos created by the community. Knee-jerk reaction. These are like awesome. Like you can already imagine this being very effective B-roll. So they've done a great job to show this so that people can start to think about, hey, what could I use to create with this? So pretty awesome all up.
More good B-roll, right? Like incredibly realistic landscapes.
You can see like the
birds got lost a little bit.
But this is, you see this, you're like, oh, I have an idea. So really, really great to have this as featured. Then let's go ahead and switch to all videos. So that'll be like our library. These have been videos we've generated. So we've been testing it, putting it through its paces. There's quite a few interesting ones. So the first one up the top, this was like a warring mammoth video, a woolly mammoth. So they did a great showcase in the actual Sora reveal where woolly mammoths were in the desert. We tried to replicate that. It was pretty horrific when you look at this. The physics on the woolly mammoth, not very good. And to be fair, this might have been hit by kind of RAI classifiers, like responsible AI, because it's violence. But as we scroll down throughout some other videos, this is a lava shot.
Yeah, this was an attempt at doing like the Minecraft lava water making obsidian reaction, and it kind of failed. But this I thought was a cool shot anyway, and it kind of shows its like understanding of smoke at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a similar sort of cool failure.
Yeah.
And then something a little bit more on the useful side is I took this photo, which is a photo of the inventor of the EEG, which I was going to use as sort of background for a video I was making about the history of the invention of BCIs. And so there aren't really any videos of this guy, Hans Berger. And so I wanted to bring one of the few photos of him to life. And Sora did a great job using photo input and generated a couple options for how to take that photo and like sort of bring it to life. And you can kind of see how this could be really useful for documentary style things, historical sort of archival footage. It even here hallucinated another doctor.
Yeah. I think it's interesting.
So on the bottom left of the bar, you can easily add a photo, and what we're going to do is ask it to bring this famous painting by Edward Hopper, Nighthawks, one of my favorite paintings. I'm going to ask Sora to bring it to life here. I'm going to tell it to generate patrons drinking coffee in a diner late at night, and just like making it very clear that I want to keep that painting style throughout the video.
Boy, but kind of used it like a movie set. That's weird.
Wait, that's so weird.
Wow, we just had a guy. So left video is barely a video. Guy just appeared.
Yeah.
And then right video is sort of like an old school movie with painted backdrops.
But then at least the waiter or the bartender or whatever, he looks like he's moving around at least a little bit. But then this guy appears and walks. But it's kind of cool because the guy who appears is in the painting style, and then in this other one, as Chris was saying, it's just like that guy just teleported.
To be fair, maybe
time travel confirmed.
Yeah, it's taking the painting style literally and just painting a guy straight in. Obviously, there's not going to be motion stuff.
So now that we've seen how you can take a photo and turn it into a video, we want to show how you can build more complex scenes and sort of control what happens throughout the video. Yeah. And OpenAI has built a feature called Storyboard that helps with this. So we're going to use this prompt asking for a spaceship crossing the event horizon of a black hole as like an exciting backdrop for showing off this feature. And we're going to go ahead and generate a storyboard. Wow, that was quick. So as you can see, it kind of auto-generates a couple cards here, and they're time-stamped, and then they're on a timeline at the bottom. And so the different cards, they're editable, and you can kind of prompt the model for what should be happening at that point in the video. The first prompt is usually, or the first card here is usually longer and kind of describes the whole video, and then midway through the video we should see the spaceship begin to distort as it crosses the event horizon.
Now you have a much more fine-grained control over what happens throughout the video, and you can totally see this being expanded in the future, where you can have different tools to edit it in different ways, but having control over intra-video as opposed to having the video created and then you iterate, pretty awesome stuff. So this is
Also
definitely
mimicking a flow people are used to in the video editing world. So rather than trying to create a total novel interface, this is a visualization people are used to.
Yeah.
To your point, I would bet quite a bit of money we're going to get an audio channel here eventually. And they could easily slot that in if anybody's used DaVinci or any of the other editing programs. You can have multiple channels. I think that's going to come. Really cool. I wish I had designed it.
Yeah, and it feels like you're a lot more in control here. I think it'll be interesting with this one because this is already kind of a hard prompt. How is it actually going to react to it starts to distort? Let's see. So then it should start to distort.
We're not seeing the control.
Yeah. So this is really dominated by the first shot, the really long prompt, and then the second one, it's not really distorting. Let's have a look at the second generated video. See, same thing. Maybe it assumed it meant the black hole is distorting or something.
Well, one thing I'm going to try is to get it maybe to control the screens, maybe to see if we ask it for something really clear.
Yeah, maybe like alerts start flashing on the screens or something.
Okay. So we're gonna see if we can prompt it with something even more clear that halfway through we should start seeing like alerts and such flash on the screen. So we can wait for that and then queue up the next one.
Even on Pro, are you limited to one in the queue at a time, or can you have multiple queued?
No, you can.
Okay.
Or I guess I can just queue this and then explain it later.
Oh, we pulled back.
Okay,
They must have trained on
to...
UI because the actual UIs stay remarkably consistent compared to some of the physics and stuff we've seen before. Like all the diagrams are staying in the right spot. They're staying legible.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like the control isn't really happening.
Yeah, like the storyboard in this case, you can see it's obviously like actually starting to flash UI, but it doesn't seem to happen at the 2-second mark. It's like taking that almost as input immediately, right? It seems like, at least for this case, we're not able to get the fine-grained control they mentioned in the storyboard.
Yeah, let's see. Though I think the last thing that we can try is to add another card and see if we make the video longer, if we're able to have more control. Maybe it's just like trying to pack too much into 5 seconds here.
Yeah.
So let's re-simulate it. So if we change the video length, then the timeline grows, and we can click to add another card. I'll say towards the end of the video that the spaceship enters the black hole. Okay. So now we can check that out, and we're hoping about halfway through to see the spaceship actually enter the black hole.
Thanks.
That is not what happened.
No.
Any chance
UI's cool.
Got it?
It's a great UI.
Yeah, it's a great UI. No.
Yeah, maybe it's because it could be just because we're trying something fantastical.
Yeah.
But
Failing to understand what the black hole looks like.
yeah, it's interesting. That control thing is not really working. Storyboard. Let us know in the comments if you're able to get Storyboard to work.
Yep.
It seems promising. It seemed promising in some of the demos, but at least in this test, we weren't able to get it to really respect our prompts.
Yeah.
So there are tons of examples out there of how to generate sort of realistic or fantastical videos that mimic either sort of movies or TV or games that are sort of out there on the internet, and we went through a couple at the beginning of the video, so we don't want to go through too many of those. We want to try some different stuff. So one of the things I want to test is Sora's ability to generate graphics to take over the job of sort of an animator. And so one of the things I'm going to ask for, you can picture YouTube channel intros or transitions. I'm going to ask for a vector, minimalist animation of the moon landing, and we're going to see how well it can do. All right. So let's check out the lunar landing animation.
We're not animating, boys.
Wait, it just needed a dolly.
This was the most expensive dolly call I've ever made.
Okay.
I was so
Don't
excited.
do-
Oh,
oh.
it's like a loading animation. It's like pooping.
Okay. But
Dude,
this is
this podcast is now legendary for breaking these things.
Oh my god.
Can we, just for reference, if you did moon landing cinematic, it would probably look amazing.
Right.
So I'm very
Yeah.
surprised. We've tried a few things just to test, and we're kind of shocked at how much we've broken it relative to, we did some other tests before, and it was going pretty well. But I think we're kind of showcasing some of the limitations with the model at the moment. But,
Yeah, and like to Dylan's point, we want to see what it will be able to do if it's like more in its strong area of like more
Yeah.
photo real. So what I'll ask it to do is create a photo real graphic of like our channel, like the feature crew,
Yeah.
and we'll put that on a brick background and,
Yeah.
and it'll be neon sign like we have, and we'll see if it can like animate those lights turning on at the very least.
Remarkable consistency in cockpit design, by the way.
You're right.
Just locked in on gray.
Okay, oh, this is a good moment though. Whoa, okay.
Oh, hey now.
Wait. Let's see.
This is kind of great.
Okay, this is starting to feel like we've discovered a new use case, right? It's like moments like these where you're like, oh, that is something that people buy on Fiverr,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And I just generated in a couple seconds, and it took a bunch of liberties with like, yeah, it's like RGB, but like, look, it's like
Panning.
it's panning, it's coherent, the text all is the same font, it lights up throughout the video, which is what I asked for, and so
Yep.
I can see if you gave it a more detailed prompt,
Yep.
We'd probably get way better quality. Do you want to see the other one?
Yeah, let's see the other one, please.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Like again.
Hey, this is a pretty good interstitial video, though. Like if you're going to talk about a new feature. feature.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just like it. But this is high enough quality that it shows me like, hey, if I went and generated 4 variants and fine tuned the prompt, I could get something really useful, right? It's something
right.
you might see these kinds
Yeah.
of things popping up in our videos because like, we're paying $200 a month for this, right? Like we don't want it to go to waste.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like it's we've been mean to it so far. We've been giving it hard stuff. This was something that I thought was going to be hard, but to see it do so well is like, okay, it's already there for this use case.
And I think the finding here is it's super interesting. There are certainly classes of videos that out of the box it works amazing for. I think it's going to be people testing and figuring out, oh, it works great for this. These things, not so good. But when it works, it is definitely a wow moment, right?
I also gave it an opportunity to redeem itself on the moon animation, so I asked for a cartoon animation, and at least it had some movement, right?
That's not bad.
It's got
That's
that
like-
Homestar Runner kind of vibes for all the Newgrounds folks.
It is way better. So with all things, it's going to be sort of a prompting challenge. Like again, this one was difficult.
And it's just a still image. That's so interesting.
So you're gonna have to figure out how to prompt it, but clearly it has the capability of doing some of these things with like higher control and I see like graphics where you're not going to notice some of like the uncanny valley of the photoreal stuff as being a good early use case of especially cartoons if you can get it to work.
Absolutely.
So one thing I wanted to run through real quick is this would be cool if we can make it a loop.
I think the hard part is you already have the feature crew in frame at the beginning, so you may want to have it expose the feature crew. Yeah, that's fine. Loop that.
Okay, so we just sent off a loop request to see if we can loop this, and also I'm gonna try some of these other features just because this is good. I want to see how much control we have over it.
Yeah.
Right. So we're evaluating the loop. It zooms out.
Oof.
Oh, and then it zooms back.
It's kind of a morph. A little bit of a morph. Yeah.
Okay, but that was actually cool. Like it was able to kind of figure out.
We have 2 versions of this. Maybe the second one's better. It was almost better. It was almost better.
It can almost make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that is pretty cool.
So it'll be really interesting to see as like features like this get as they tune it over time, as it gets better, as you don't get that weird screen wipe.
Yep.
Like that would be a really cool if I was able to create like an infinite looping animation. It's so close. It's so close. Okay, so as a refresher, this was we also tried to see if we could use the remix feature to get it to make changes, like specific changes. The first one was to see if we could really get it to light up. Oh, okay, it really did focus on the lighting up, but it didn't, and it sort of got the color thing where it started with yellow on the left, but
I like how it kind of tried to get through it by almost monochroming the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was like. Hey, at least this is giving it some kind of control. It's at least trying.
Yeah, I kind of added a neon sign on the left too. There's like a big 1.
yeah, the bar light.
Yeah.
But just to note how impressed, like the way the light is spilling onto the bricks is very impressive.
Mhm.
The mixing colors, like this is a hard thing that it's doing.
All right, final
And then
one.
to see how it did by switching it today. It
Uh-oh.
broke.
Ooh, we're flying.
Okay, well let's
Letters are
ignore the
flying.
right one and focus on the left.
Ooh.
So this one, I mean, it took the day. Like if you look to the left side, it definitely looks like it's
Oh, it's day now.
it's a day. So it took the prompt correct.
Yep.
But the rightmost one,
Yeah, the rightmost one was, it messed up the.
Mm.
And I'm sure if we asked for it during the day in the first place, it would have been much better. But it's cool to see the remix be able to like change the time of day.
yeah.
And like make broad changes. So, anyways, I mean, I think the features. It's clear to me that the underlying model is probably the best video model I've used. But that's not really what this video about. It was about the presentation and the features and how the system works. And I think it's working well.
Yep.
The features are definitely a step above what is available in the other clients. But there's also an edge to some of these features where it's like they're new and it's new technology and it's the first time it's going out broadly to users. So we're definitely going to see them improve over time. I'm thinking of this loop as an example here where there's a ton of promise and we can see how some of these new use cases are opening up that you wouldn't even necessarily think about right away. But we just need some tuning and I think we need some maturity on some of these features. What do you guys think?
No, I definitely day one, but what a day one. I mean, just getting words right, we've struggled with to do that in image models. So the fact that we got a result where the words stayed consistent is pretty great. If you go in, if folks go in and look at the recenter feature, there's a lot of really cool stuff people are making. So, if we think about where we'll be a year from now, I think it's very exciting. It's very exciting to see what this is becoming.
Super excited to have it out. Super excited to keep playing with it. Like everyone said, it is a V1, and I think the fact that they did actually release it and did release in a single day.
Yep.
Very impressive.
And the betting markets are open about what may or may not get added to it over the next, next few days, next 9 days.
Absolutely. So excited. Let us know if you have tried it. Let us know if you've had any success or failures, and we'll probably release some extra content around what we've experimented with in the next couple of days. So look out for that.
Just as always, we're going to be doing a lot more tests with this $200 subscription we bought over the next week or so. So if you want to follow along, if you want to see more breakdowns of the new features that come out over the remaining 9 days of OpenAI Christmas, then follow along, give us a subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Some of these interactions really help us grow. We're still a pretty small channel. And with that, we'll see you next time.